Hello and welcome to NSK's PP Power Hour for September 15th, 2018. My name is Yoshi. This is a podcast about Japanese idols brought to you by Schook Kaidan.com. I'm joined as always by Charlie Dragon Cannon. What's up, dude?
Holy shit, it's September already?
Yes, it is. It's already the second week. We're into the second week of September and approaching the third. So, yeah, it's great. Time flies.
Yeah, it's
Can't
great.
I
I
can't
have
wait for the holiday season. I'm so excited.
I haven't had a day off in like 3.5 months.
Yep. You should probably rectify that at some point.
Yeah, I wish.
So, we're here to talk about some Japanese idols, the performance kind. They're the ones that release music videos and try to sell you handshake tickets and all that shit. So, we're going to weed through all the junk for you. We're going to talk about them. We're going to rate them. We go from dump, shelf, playlist to repeat. Those are the four ratings from bad to good. So, let's get started. First up, PassCode. I feel like we've talked about PassCode for like a month straight now.
It's like 3 weeks.
I think it is 3 weeks, but yeah. So we got Tonight. That's the song title.
Who's on first?
What do you mean?
You said tonight. Who's on first?
Passcode is Tonight. All right, so this is a Passcode as Passcode song.
Yes, it is.
It is as Passcode as it gets.
Tonight.
That too.
That's my imitation of the opening to the song.
The autotune.
Yeah.
That autotune.
It's really heavy in this one.
Yep. Yeah, so it's your typical alternative rock with autotune vocals, some screaming. I always say that the screaming is always the best part of Passcode. So
There's not much screaming in this one, though.
that's the sad part. Yeah, it happens towards the end of the song and past the middle portions, but like the first 2 minutes, there's no screaming essentially. So it's kind of disappointing in that regard, but it's fine, I think.
There's a bit at like 1:30.
Yeah, it's not in the verse or the chorus though. It's just like a break. It's
Yeah.
like the pre-verse.
Or yeah.
It goes into the second verse.
It's the after chorus.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's very passcode. I know there are people out there that really love this sound, and well, you go for it.
Yep.
I won't be joining you on this one.
Yeah, it's the same tale every time. We talk about Passcode. For me is I would love the song if there's no autotune. I think I would. I don't know what they're trying to hide. I don't know if they're even trying to hide anything. It's just the producer is so in love with the autotune that he has to autotune every non-screaming vocal. But maybe my theory is that maybe they're trying to hide their not great English pronunciations, because that's the only theory I can come up with, other than the producer really loves autotune.
I think that's it. I think it's just the producer really loves the sound effect.
Yeah, that's gotta be. It's like when Sunku falls in love with a sound effect and he uses it a lot, but this is like much worse on another level of how often he uses autotune. It's just that's
Yeah.
all it is. That's Passcode's sound at this point. So I've accepted their sound, and I don't expect anything more or anything less from them at this point.
Yeah, I don't expect. I still hope, but I don't
I've
expect it.
I've lost hope in this.
Um, yeah, the vocal effect, auto tuning, whatever, is really bad on the English lyrics.
Yep.
It makes it really hard to understand.
Yep.
Uh, yeah.
Other
I
than
think,
that, the song's good. That's all I can
yeah,
say.
yeah, I think I would enjoy this a lot more without it.
Yep.
Um, Even with the electro pop synths in the instrumentals.
Yep.
I think I would enjoy it more.
All right.
The PV's in kind of a cool location.
It is. I don't know what it is though.
I don't either. It looks like it's some sort of viewing platform for a pier or something.
Right. It's right by the sea, but
Yeah.
it's kind of scary, right? Because there's. It looks like there's no like railings.
No, there are.
I mean, at the center, but like if you go towards the edge of those platforms, like there's nothing.
Well, you can't get to the very edge of them.
Can you not?
No. No,
Okay.
it's just there's a railing and a circle around it.
Okay, so you're
In
like
the
caged. Yeah.
yeah, kind of in the middle of the I don't know, I guess they're diamonds or something like that.
They're all different shapes, I think.
But there's a lot of them when they show it from the aerial view.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. I just don't see it being practical.
Yeah, like I said, I have no idea what it's for.
Like, it's
So
definitely for, like, viewing, right? Maybe they do, like, fireworks by the sea or something like that. That's kind of their tradition or something.
maybe.
But, like, if you're towards the bottom, and then also the bottom parts are towards the land, like, they're inland, so you're not getting that much of a view from what I can tell. Unless this is right on the tip edge of something. Like, you're
It
not.
looks like it.
If it is the exact like tip of something, then maybe it's okay. But like unless you're at the top, I feel like or towards the top, you're not getting that great of a view because if you're at the bottom, you're towards
Mhm.
the land and all you're looking at is the structure itself.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It would be great looking up from the bottom.
yeah. No, but it looks
So
cool. I mean, it's a cool use of this.
yeah, it's all lit up with like LED strips or something. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, lights flashing. So, yeah, it looks really good. And, of course they have the band that wears the white all the time, so they're on the random platforms in the back.
Yep.
And that's about it.
Yeah, that's really all there is to it. And they didn't really show much of the location like during the day.
Yeah.
It's all at night, so they have the lighting effects and stuff show up. And then just random shots of them with smoke grenades and dancing in smoke in poorly lit parking lot.
Yeah. There's a couple of shots where it's a little bit better lit, but they definitely don't show much for sure. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
it looks cool, but there is really not much to it.
No. No, that's about the only thing you could take away from this is it looks like a cool location. But there's no really there's a lot of edits, but I wouldn't say any of it's really engaging.
No, it's your typical like rock music video.
Yeah. I would say the shots of the screamer are probably some of the more interesting ones because they're at like dusk or dawn, and you actually see some of the ocean with her in them, and they're drone shots. Those are
And,
probably
sh-
the more interesting shots.
and she's sitting on like the tallest part of the whole place.
Yeah,
So that's pretty cool, yeah.
but other than that, yeah, I've seen this like 3, 4, 5 times down. Something. I think I'm done.
Yep. I mean, you really don't need to see it after the first time. You know what happens. There's really nothing happening. So,
Yep.
all right. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right.
I'd shelf the PV. I'll shelf this song. It's the instrumentals are okay. If you can get past the vocals, the instrumentals are okay. And that's kind of what I did. I tuned out the vocals for the most part.
Yeah, that's what I kind of have to do, but I still can't get over it. I'm still stuck in my ways. I'm stubborn, and I can't get over the fact that it's entirely auto-tuned. It still annoys me.
Oh
But it's
yeah.
not a bad song. So, double shelf for me. It's everything you mentioned. I agree with. Let's passcode tonight. Next up, Maneki Kecak cross Nobunyaga no Yabo. Say that 10 times. And the song's called Ito Ryodan Nobunyaga no Yabo no Maki.
This game tie that they have.
Yep.
And the credits, oh boy. Why did we have credits? Anyway,
Um,
I guess I have to explain the game.
yeah. So this is a time with a game called Nobunaga no Yabo, which is, I'm assuming, related to the Nobunaga no Yabo series, which is the Nobunaga's Ambition series here in the West. It's a tactical war game, and yeah, but this one is a tie-in with like cats, like mascot characters.
It reminds me of Samurai Pizza Cats.
So it's like Samurai Pizza Cats mixed with Yokai Watch,
Yeah.
and this PV is so budgety. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's really, really low budget.
Like, this is a group that has enough recognition to get tie-ins from anime. I think it was Gege no Kitaro we talked about a couple months ago. Now they're doing a tie-in with a mobile game, and we all know how big mobile games are in Japan these days. I don't know how big this one is in particular, but it's a mobile game, and they have a tie-in with them. So I'm assuming it's somewhat successful, or maybe not, because this PV looks unbelievably budgety.
Plastic swords, probably the same. There's only 3 extras in their black outfits, so
Ninjas.
they're shadow outfits.
Yeah.
I'm sure those are plastic swords.
Yeah.
Or very cheap knockoffs.
Yeah, and I think that what makes it super cheap for me is that it's everything behind them is black screened.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't even try to green screen a world or anything. It's just everything is a black screen in the back.
And when they're fighting over the sword, you can see the entire production.
Right. So they break the fourth wall because they introduce a mystical sword passed down by Nobunaga. He's like, here, take this sword and defeat the evil samurai or shogun or whatever. And they're like, I want to play with the sword. I want the sword. And then they're fighting over it. And when the fight spills over to outside of the set, well, they're still in the set, but they spill over outside the black curtains, and they reveal like a whole like cast and crew that bring them more swords, so they don't fight over that one sword. Like it's like I don't understand why they broke the fourth wall in this.
I don't know.
I don't understand anything.
It's it's not about them. It's about the game.
Right. But I feel like they could have done so much better. Like just green screen it and have them fight with like the characters or something, because I'm assuming this is a gacha game, so you're trying to unlock like different characters. So you want to kind of sell your characters, right? You want to show them off. I barely saw Nobunaga, who's supposed to be like the face of the game. He's only appeared in it like once, like when he hands the sword to them.
Yeah.
It looks like crap because everything in the background is black. Like what is that?
And then they gotta put that square flower border around everything.
I mean, they realize because they're like, wow, that background is boring as hell when it's just a black curtain. So they're like, let's do something to cover that up a little bit. So their idea to cover that up was just use borders and colors.
Yeah. And it flips between widescreen and super widescreen.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't understand. I don't understand why they do that.
I don't understand anything. Like I think this is objectively a bad PV.
It's kind of it's kind of cute in some shots, but
I think the members are cute. That's about it.
they got a real cat, and he looks really grumpy.
Yeah, they're supposed to save that cat. That was their mission. Like, what?
No.
That's the whole thing. You know, when the PV starts, they have like a scrolling title, like a Star Wars. They're like, in a galaxy far, far away, whatever, right? It's sort of like that. Like, oh, 5 members of Maneki Kecak are sent to say, or they want to save their one cat, and they pursue the evil shogun or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like it's not dumb in a good way, right? Because I think Nijikon does like really good dumb PVs. Ebichu does really good dumb PVs. Um, this is a dumb PV that I can't get behind. Not because it's a tie-in with a mobile game, it's because of it just looks cheap and it's like where's the budget? It's a tie-in. Why isn't this mobile company giving them like more to work with?
The like intro sequences are good. They look like they were well edited and well put together, and the graphics effects are good on them.
Yeah, but like when you take out the graphics or whatever, right? Talking props, costumes, and
Yeah,
that's about it.
yeah,
That this is a high school production, essentially.
yeah.
If you take away the graphics, it's a black curtain, outfits that could be made or ordered, I'm sure. Plastic swords, a couple of extras wearing ninja costumes, one fake shogun guy. I feel like this is amateur production.
Yeah. Yeah, that I don't know about the outfits so much, but
I mean, have you seen what cosplayers make these days? It's crazy.
yeah, but that takes a certain level of skill.
Right. I mean that those who are dedicated that don't have to be professionals can do it. That's what I'm saying.
And that might not be cheap either, but
No.
um yeah, it's still pretty amateur.
It just looks terrible.
And I think they should have kept the plastic swords. I think it would have been much funnier to watch them fight with the plastic swords than the cheap replica swords that
That
they
whole
used.
thing lasts way too long.
And the text bubbles that pop up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Uh
I don't like this PV at all. You want to talk about the song?
I completely forgot about the song.
It's
Uh,
it's a cute idol song, you know,
yeah,
nothing crazy.
it's not catchy though.
Yeah, yeah. It's not catchy. It sounds like Maneki Kecak. It's not as energetic as it should be. They're definitely trying to go for energy, but it doesn't come off that way. I think a lot of that comes down to instrumentals. They always have really flat instrumentals for me, so
I thought the energy was okay, but there's like a horn section in there, and I'm like, okay. Yeah,
it.
horns generally add at least a little hook to it, and I just and this one it doesn't add
I
anything.
mean, a lot, but a lot of the times they can just be there for layering purposes, so it doesn't sound like completely
Yeah,
dead.
but this was like front center, like solo horn section.
Yeah, the instrumentals are so plain and uninspired, melodically uninspired, completely uninspired, both vocally and instrumentally.
Yeah,
It's like how I feel about Zenbu Kimi no Seda. It's like everything about what they do is good, but melodically I can't get attached, and that's how I feel about here.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's just not. The chorus is definitely not catchy.
no,
It's just repetitive.
yep. It's a damn shame because I want to like Maneki Kecak because all the members are adorable and they're charming and they look like they care. They look like they have a personality, but it doesn't come across in their PVs or like music.
Yeah.
So, anything else?
No.
Let's rate it.
Mm, I think I don't think this is quite bad enough to dump it. I would shelf both. Um, it's probably not a song I would necessarily skip over if it came on, but it's yeah, definitely not something I'm gonna be seeking out. And the PV, yeah, it's very amateurish, but I don't think it's terrible enough to dump it.
I dislike this PV. I actively dislike this PV. Like the black curtains in the back just pisses me off. It's like the typical white rooms that a lot of like rock based groups use, and I would say
I
it's
don't
even
find it
worse
so
actually. Yeah, it's just I mean I've seen mostly like rock groups do it recently, but
Hmm.
yeah, I think the Black Curtain is worse than that. Um, I think it looks terrible. Um, I don't understand why they broke the fourth wall. It's not funny. I'm all for corny, but this is like not a good kind of corny. It's not. It's not fun in a goofy way for me. Song's fine. It's not terrible. I'll shelf it. It's Maneki Kecak cross Nobunyaga no Yabo. Ito Ryodan no Nobunyaga no Yabo no Maki.
Maybe the breaking the fourth wall is the microtransactions.
Takes you out of the immersion.
You see somebody else with the legendary sword, you want it too, and then you gotta go spend money to
You just
buy
buy
it.
it. Yeah. All right. Next up, Kikkawa You and Paipai Dekami. Song's called I almost said Kikkawa because she is Saiko no Onna.
Okay.
What
I'm
take
not, I'm not sure I completely agree with that statement, but okay.
they take that for whatever you will. I mean, I love Kikkawa You, so I would say yes, she is a Saiko no Onna, but um, you can't really tell from looking at this or listening to this.
I'm not sure about this week's set list for
It's
us.
I actively am disappointed in this week. I'm
I,
actually super disappointed.
I'm kind of leaning on this as possibly my favorite of the night.
Jesus.
Maybe.
No.
And that's really sad.
This PV, speaking of budgety, right? I
Oh,
complain about Maneki Kecak being budgety. This is
yeah.
beyond that. This is another level of budgety.
This is the bar from some drama. It looks like the bar from like Amachan or something.
Right. It's just like a typical like hole in the wall bar in
Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah.
So the PV is Kikkawa You and Paipai Dekami. Paipai Dekami is, I guess, famous for having large breasts. That's why her name is Paipai Dekami. Um,
Okay.
it's
They don't
it's
look
like
that
it's sort of like calling someone Tits McGee. I would say that would be the equivalent to her name. So it's not the
long.
most flattering name, but that's her
Okay.
gimmick. So
She
um,
doesn't look that big.
um, sure. Why don't you go find out by googling her? So I don't know why they're friends and hanging out, but they're hanging out at like a bar place, like you mentioned, and they get out of the bar place and they walk
You go to another
downstairs.
bar.
Yeah, and then they go into another bar with like a stage, so it's like an underground, like
Club.
yeah, with a
Club.
stage where you can have like concerts and stuff, and nothing happens.
They play with the fog machine.
That's and they get on stage and pretend to sing
Yeah.
to a non-existent audience because there's no audience. Like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. No, I admit that the PV is pretty lackluster.
It's terrible, man. Like,
Uh,
I have no reference of Paipai Dekami. I don't know what she is as a person. I've known Kikkawa You for a long time. I know what she is as a person, but like the only thing I'm interested in this PV is Kikkawa You being here, and that's about it. There's nothing she's doing or nothing going on in the PV to make me interested in this PV as a product.
yeah. And there's little breaks in it where they're talking to each other or something, and it's like, yeah, that seemed kind of out of place.
I mean, that's a song though. I'm talking like PV wise. There's nothing happening.
Yeah, no. Some some swaying and some shoulder shaking, but
But I mean, this is a PV that's supposed to say like Psycho no Onna is like the best woman or like the hot girl or hottest woman or something like that. That's a rough translation for Psycho no Onna. This doesn't show any of that or highlight any of that, any of those
yeah.
qualities for them. They're just there. They look great, but like
Yeah.
they do nothing to like show that off. They're just in this
Mm.
grungy like bar and small concert venue and walk down a flight of stairs. What the fuck?
And Kikkawa You holds her dress so it doesn't blow up over.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh my god, the wind's kind of blowing up." Like maybe that's the part where you needed to let go.
It's a one-shot PV. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
If they did do some cuts, there, I would say they probably just started over again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's that drinking gesture
Yep.
that she does. Like,
Yeah, she mentions drinking sake. It's like, okay, that's cool, but she didn't actually drink sake. There's
no.
no consequence. She doesn't like do anything else.
Yeah.
Like it's so bare bones.
Yeah.
I'd rather them just be at that concert venue and just perform this song and have a crowd.
Yeah. It feels like a YouTube video. That's what this feels like.
I've seen YouTubers with way more budget than this. Like it's incredible.
Or at least with more people willing to help them out.
Yeah. This looks like Kikkawa You, Paipai Dekami, and some guy holding a camera.
Yeah, it is.
Because there's no requirements, there's no extras, there's nothing that needs to happen outside of those two to set it up. It's just them playing with a fog machine or Paipai Dekami holding Kikkawayu's cape for some reason. And
that looks like some stage outfit that Kikkawa You had in the closet or something.
Yeah, I mean that's fine, but like there's nothing happening.
Yeah.
It's not good. All right, the song.
The song. Well, I mentioned the talking breaks in it, which seemed pointless. I don't see the point in those.
I just think this song feels very familiar, but it's apparently written by Paipai Dekami, so I don't know who it sounds like, but it sounds like someone's song. I just can't think of them right now. I feel like Kikkawa You has done a song that sounds like this before.
That's what I was thinking too, like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. It feels familiar. And once again, I think the song is corny in not a good way.
Hey, I'm okay with this song. I mean, the instrumentals are a little lackluster and flat, but well, not really flat. There's just not. I don't know. It doesn't feel like there's enough types of instruments.
No, it sounds weak, flimsy, flat. It doesn't support the vocals at all.
I don't know Paipai or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
At all. So yeah, they sound good vocally. Kikkawa You's always been
I would
pretty
say
good
that
vocally.
I would say yes, Kikkawa You always sounds good, but Paipai Dekami, I don't know how she sings at all, but I'm not really impressed by her vocal work here. So.
She's a bit lower, a little huskier.
I mean, it's definitely like you can tell Kikkawa You has experience singing.
Yeah. So I find myself bopping along with this song. It's got a bit of a hook to it. I won't say it's a super strong hook, but it's got a bit of a hook to it.
I think it does have a hook. I just think it's just corny. The song is corny, cheesy, and I don't like it for some reason. I usually am okay with corny and cheesy, but this is the kind of like it feels try hard. They're trying to be super like goofy, you know? Like the performance of it especially, but it comes off in the song. Maybe the video is affecting me, but like they're trying really hard to be like fourth wall breaking and stuff. And I feel like that's just corny as shit, and it comes off in the song as well.
I think that's why I feel like this is a YouTube video. because they are like, if there's a camera, we're gonna stare at it.
Right, they're like winking at the camera. They're essentially winking at the camera the entire time.
It's like we are performing for the camera.
But
It's not, this is not a we are performing because of
it just
that's the story. It's we're performing for the camera.
yeah, but it just doesn't feel like self-aware enough for some reason. I just don't like it. I don't know why.
But yeah, I enjoy the song. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay is an okay description of this.
It's like 1,000 times better than the next song. So
Yeah. Anything else?
no,
All right, rate it.
I would. I'd shelf the song. Um, it's an alright song. I would probably listen to this if it came on. Not something I would seek out though, so it wouldn't go on a playlist. I would. Yeah, I'd probably dump the PV. There's just not enough going on. There's not enough interest going to it.
The most interesting part in the PV was trying to see if Kikkawa You fails to hold her skirt from flying up.
She's wearing shorts under it anyway.
Yeah, of course. But still, like the reaction to that would have been funny.
Mm.
I'm sure they would reshoot it if that was gonna happen. But yeah, that was the only intrigue for me in a perverted way. Even though the result was obvious, she's wearing shorts.
Yeah, you could see them.
Yep.
They were plainly obvious.
Yep. Dump the PV for me. It's really nothing going on. It's terrible idea. It's boring. Why couldn't they just go to a club and just pretend to drink and have fun? Like it would have been so simple. Just have a crowd, make them look like they're having fun. This just looks sad. The two of them frolicking in a nowhere bar and club. Like it's so lame. So
But you
lame.
know that there's been some idols that have performed at that
Oh, I'm
place.
sure, but like this is lame as hell. Just lame. Song is a shelf. It's fine. All right, that's Kikkawa You and Paipai Dekami. Song's called Saiko no Onna. And next up, all right, I'm just gonna set my alarm clock to 8:15. Hopefully 8:05, so we can talk. We can finish talking about this within the next 10 minutes because I'm gonna fall asleep if we talk about this any longer than 5 minutes.
I don't think it's gonna matter.
Hello Pro All Stars. A song's called Hana. What is that? What is that kanji? It's called Toko Takenawa no Toki. Hana Takenawa no Toki. And this is a song that is a cover of a movie song by the same title. The movie is called Kitano Sakura Mori. And I guess it was a big hit or something, because why else would you cover the song?
I don't know.
And why is Hello Project covering this song? I don't know. Maybe Tsunku's friends with the composer. We try to investigate, figure out if there are any ties. We couldn't find any obvious ties.
You listened to the original, right?
I did.
And is it better, worse, similar?
It's melodically, it's the same, of course. I think it's better because the arrangement involves a guitar and strings. While this one, they arranged it as if it's like a sad graduation song or a school song in Japan, where school songs in Japan are mostly like piano songs like we dedicate our hearts to the school, la la la. You know, it's like that. That's how it comes off to me. And according to my research, the original composer of this song has written a bunch of school songs for schools across Japan. So it kind of makes sense that they would arrange it this way, even though the guy had no part in arranging this song
Yeah.
for the purposes of Hello Project.
And Sunku's done a lot of. This doesn't actually credit Sunku, but Sunku's done a lot of school songs as well.
Has he?
Yeah.
I mean, he did that one for his alma mater, but
He's done
Has
like
he actually
three
done
or
school songs?
four.
Like actual school songs, or like, hey, you guys can use this for your school festival this one time. It's a rock song.
Well, he's done like three or four for his school.
Because this is what school songs sound like. It's very
Oh
ballady and
yeah,
very much like almost. It's more militaristic than this. That's what I'm saying. Did he write
yeah.
stuff like this?
I
I don't think this is in his
don't
wheelhouse.
know.
Yeah, I don't think
I,
Tsunku would
I,
do something
I
like
don't
this.
know, but I know he's written three or four songs for his school.
Right. Which
Um,
one of them was that idol group?
yeah. This song is boring. I watched it once. I will admit it. I listened and watched this PV once and went, nope. When I was going through the list again today, I'm not watching it again.
Yeah, so this is a boring ballad, but I do think the chorus has a decent hook to it. I think it's got a decent melody there. But I think it's more well showcased in the original because it has more interesting instrumentals.
Yeah, there's nothing in this that makes me want to listen to it.
And there's no like this is all choir singing, right? While in the original, I don't know if it's sung by the original composer, but it's a male singing, a single man singing. So
Mm.
it felt more personal. This feels more like
This feels dead and emotionless.
right. It's a choir, right? There's no
Yeah.
single person singing one line or anything. It's
Nope.
all blended together, so it just feels like a soundtrack. Which
There's
I guess that's the point. 'Cause
59 girls singing this song all at once.
right, it sounds like an AKB song. It's Sakura no Hanabira Tachio.
It's actually worse, I would say, than an AKB song.
Well, no, I mean in terms of like it being a choir effect where you can't single
Well,
out any
yeah.
voice essentially.
Yeah.
Sakura no
Uh,
Shiori, thank you, Kenny.
Yeah. Yeah.
But more boring because there's no other instrument than the piano. Sakura no Shiori, if I remember correctly, has other instruments than the piano.
Yeah.
So
And Section and Shore, I feel, had at least a little more emotion from the members and the vocals. And this one has, it's just lifeless.
I haven't listened to Sakura no Shiori in years, so I can't say for sure. But
This one is just like, okay, you're doing the graduation song or you're doing the final emotional song at the end of the musical. You're all on stage and you're saying goodbye, and now go sing and don't cry.
yep.
So yeah, kill your emotions and sing like this. And oh
Except
my god,
at the
I'm
end of a
going to
concert,
die
they are
now.
actually feeling emotions where there everyone's robotic.
Yeah, and the PV is them standing on stage with the camera filming them and not moving
Yep. And there's nothing else.
in white.
I get it. They're trying to go for this like unified, very sterile, inoffensive, unoffensive, whatever word you want to use. It's so lacking in any sort of personality or intrigue from anyone. It's not just the members, it's the production and the song too.
Yeah. It's here, right? The most unoffensive elevator ballad that you possibly can.
I would rather hear elevator music than this.
I probably would too.
Elevator music usually has a beat. This doesn't have a beat.
Yeah. I got nothing on this.
Give me the original of this. The original is way better.
I've got no redeeming qualities for this song or video.
As far as covers go, usually the original's better, but I would say the original's definitely better. So, yep. You want to rate it?
Dump it.
Yeah.
Just dump the whole thing right out the window.
Dumpster.
I do not want to listen to this ever again.
Yeah. I would dump the PV. I would shelf the song. I don't think the song is bad. It's very uninspired and I think not a great arrangement, but the melody is there, and that's more of a credit to the original composer. His name is Ogura K, I believe. So, yeah. Congratulations, Ogura K. You wrote a pretty good ballad song, but the arrangement for this is not interesting. All right, that's Hello Pro All Stars, Sakura no Takenawa no Toki, and next up, you better run and hide because the monsters are coming. Because Purely Monster. They have a secret story to tell you.
Oh, this was so not what I was expecting when I
So
saw the
the group is called Purely Monster, which it's like okay, maybe it's like a rock alternative group, maybe. Song's called
metal.
Secret Monster. Secret Story. Yeah,
This is this is as idle as could be.
this is like so straightforward. Idol.
There's no surprise in here.
Yeah.
It's
So they're under Stand Up Records, which I believe has Ophelia, Junjon Ophelia, Iketeru Hearts, Irabarashi, and Idol College. So they're in that umbrella of they feel like they're influenced by anime, and they've also provided theme songs for anime, which this is for an anime. It's an incest anime if people are interested. The anime title is called Ore ga suki na no wa imoto da kedo imoto janai. So the one I'm in love with is my sister, but not my sister. So go figure. I'm definitely watching it.
so she's his sister, his stepsister.
Yeah, it could be. Like maybe they're not
Sister-in-law?
blood related. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those dumb stories, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I always watch those just to see what kind of show it turns out to be. There's some good ones, so yeah. I'm
I
hoping
think
it's
I've
good.
heard of this anime before, so
Oh, maybe, but maybe you're thinking
or
of the ones that have aired like 10 years ago.
maybe something similar.
Or emo is the big one that everyone talks about, which is a
No, I never
straight
watched.
up incest anime. So
I never watched that one.
okay,
I never watched Kiss X Sis either.
yeah, that's a straight up incest anime too.
Um,
But are they
I,
blood related? No, I don't
I,
think they are.
I watched the theme song for that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was done by a idol group.
It was done by not Ogura Yui, but the group that she was part of for Hello Project
Uh,
or TNX. Um,
Yui Kaori.
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That makes sense. So I guess we can talk about the PV. It's a member of Purely Monster writing in her journal or diary, whatever you want to call it, all of her fantasies. And the rest of the members act out her fantasies, whether it's getting a head pat from the crush, or wiping the sweat off of the crush, or having the crush touch her hand, whatever it is.
or getting that secondary kiss off the straw.
Right, right. It's the indirect kiss. Yeah. So that's this
Never
PV.
figured that one
Nothing
out.
else really happens. It's just, hey, here's like 6 different things that this one girl fantasizes about.
Yeah. Yep. It's it's okay.
Yeah, it's cute.
The girls are cute, you know.
Yeah.
The outfits are okay.
Yep. That room looks cool, even though it's kind of bare bones. I like the color.
I'm not sure I like the stripes, but
That's what I was talking about. I think it's cool. Would I want to live in it? I think it would get old, but I think it
yeah,
looks cool.
kind of looks like maybe some like kids playhouse or something,
Right, that's what I was thinking. Maybe at a theme park, it's a kids play area at a theme park or something.
or one of them really spoiled rich kids that have their own little area in the back where they can play house.
Yeah, could be.
I
So
don't
yeah,
know.
that's about it for the PV.
Yeah,
And the song is pretty straightforward as well. It's just a cute idol song. Choo choo choo, I love you.
yeah. It's is this a new group? Is this their debut or no? This is their third single.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard their name, but I'm sure I've seen something.
haven't. I this is the first time I've heard of them. So
I think if I watched something, their previous stuff, I would probably recognize it, but yeah, not off the top of my head.
right. Oh,
Yeah, this is okay. Like I think this is like the definition of, hey, what's what's like an atypical Japanese idol pop thing? I would say this.
It feels like this is, and this is pretty good too. It feels like it's been a while since we've had something that was actually halfway decent and pretty straight idol pop.
I would say like Ikiteru Hearts. We talked about like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. The one where they're like saving fellow members from muggers, and they turn the muggers into fellow Ikiteru Hearts members. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah,
I think that one's better than this easily.
yeah. I'd have to go back and listen to that one again
I
to
think the
refresh
song
my
is kind
memory on
of
it.
like it has a hook, like the choo choo, I love you, like that's kind of hooky, but it's like not enough.
Yeah.
And I'm also not super into like the overly sugary like idol pop, so it's kind of hard for me to get into.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean, a lot of ways, this is a little nice little refreshing break from all the electro punk rock that we've had with Bish and PassCode and
Oh, don't group Bish and PassCode together. They're completely different genres. If
well,
you're
they're
gonna
completely different
if,
groups, but
if you're gonna group Passcode, there's other groups that you can group them with.
there's still that punk rock metal.
No, they're not the same as Bish. It's not auto tune. It's not doesn't have the crazy.
Well, no, I'm not
Bish
saying
doesn't have
that,
like the crazy synth.
but still, it's kind of a nice break.
I would say it's a nice break from Passcode. Yes.
And Bish, because we've
No.
had a lot of Bish recently.
No.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. That's the worst and the best you can say about this. It's all right. All right, you want to rate it?
Um, I'd shelf it. I almost said playlist there, but I'd shelf it. Um, I could see it getting annoying very quickly if it was on a playlist and
Yep.
played often. Um, but I wouldn't skip this over if it came on. I'd listen to this. I'd shelf the PV. It's got a nice concept. It's very well shot. It's very clear. There's no Japan filtering, at least not to the extent that we often see.
Yep.
So it looks good. It's really crisp. So yeah, I'd shelf the PV.
Yeah, it's a double shelf for me. That's Purely Monster, Secret Story. And last but not least, The Mistress, Lonely Crowd. Speaking of Passcode, I would group this group in with Passcode.
Okay.
The blaring synth, the hard rock, I would say this goes in the same category.
I think PassCode does a little better on their mixing than
I
these.
mean, I'm not talking about like production quality. I'm talking about like instrumentals, melodies, style, screaming.
Yeah.
If you just auto tune the clean vocals in this, it would sound like a Passcode song. That's what I'm trying to say, essentially.
So you're saying Bish and PassCode aren't that far apart?
When has Bish done a song like this with this much synth, though? Ever.
I don't know. I'd have
Bish
to go back
doesn't scream
Hmm.
at all.
But you said you would put this in with Bish.
No, I said this. I would put this in with Passcode.
No, you said Bish originally.
No, I said Passcode. If you auto tune the vocals, the clean vocals here, it would sound like a Passcode song.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to say.
it would. Because yeah, PassCode this is definitely more on PassCode's production style. The vocals mixed down into the instrumentals really low.
The guitar work is very similar.
Yeah, I found myself not really caring for this song.
I don't. Yeah, I don't dislike the song, but yeah, I'm just at the fatigue of groups that sound like this, the electronic core groups.
Yeah,
I'm just so fatigued.
yeah. I'm just not feeling this group.
It,
They sounded really straightforward in this song too,
yeah,
to me.
it's funny to me because everything comes in cycles for me,
Mm-hmm.
as a lot of
Oh,
things
yeah.
do in general. But like 2 years ago, I was so fed up with like the regular idol pop, like we just talked about with Purely Monster. I'm still not like super into like straightforward idol pop anymore, but like there's a period I actively did not care for it. But now
Yeah.
I'm getting to the point where I actively do not care for electronic horror. It's just
Mm-hmm.
they all sound so similar and they do very similar things, and that's a complaint that can be waged on like a lot of different idol music, but that's a thing that you could criticize Japan about for a lot of things because it's a very homogenized place. So
Yeah.
um, it just happens. A lot of stuff sounds similar, looks similar, feels similar, just because it's a small country.
Yeah.
There aren't too many outside influences.
And they also seem to have this mentality of if it works for them, it'll work for us, so let's
Right.
do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's about being safe, essentially. Even though, like, some would argue, oh, alternative rock idols aren't safe, but, like, then I would argue that, like, alternative rock idol groups are very successful now, so.
Yeah, I would say if they're not safe, then passcode wouldn't still be around.
Right, exactly. And
Bish
Senbukimi
would
no Seda, it would be nowhere.
Bish would probably still be around, maybe, but we wouldn't have Empire and
Right.
this.
They wouldn't have all that backing from Avex, basically, yeah.
Yeah, that you wouldn't have all the other groups that have come out of the Wax family.
Yeah.
So yeah, baby metal opened up a can of worms when they got really popular.
Yeah. Now I'm kind of
Regretted it.
yeah, I regret that Baby Metal hasn't released anything like recently, except for that one song we talked about a couple months ago, and that was kind of lackluster.
Yeah.
So like, it's kind of disappointing. What they have done to the idol industry is, hey, everyone do like rock, and we're gonna stop releasing shit. Bye.
Yeah.
So they just like took a dump on everything and just like left. Not saying this is dump worthy, but like it's just like they just left a mess of things, and they're just like, "Hey, you guys clean it up while we do nothing to move ourselves forward." Because what have they done?
They've actually, I would say, pretty much ignored Japan.
Yeah, they're
And
just
they've
touring outside
gone,
Japan. That's what it seems
yeah,
like.
baby metal seems to have just kind of dropped Japan and went international.
And they stopped releasing music like on a consistent basis. That's
Pretty much.
what are they doing? Like one single in the past 2 years? That's insane. That's ridiculous.
But they are doing new music. That's
Yeah, and they're not releasing it to the public
what
apparently.
really annoys me.
Yeah, they're like, hey,
Well,
you
they
want
are, but they're
at
doing
concerts?
Yeah, you have to go see them to hear it.
Yeah, what
Uh,
what purpose does that serve people who don't have access to them? It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. So this isn't about baby metal, but the reason why we got into baby metal is because there's really not much else to talk about with this.
No, it's a white room with fog, some solo shots, some growling.
Remember when I mentioned White Room and rock idol groups?
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Yep.
this. They
This
do this
could
all the
be
time.
100 different groups.
Yeah.
There-
Broken by the Scream did this recently.
Yeah.
Kuel has done this multiple times. I could probably, if you give me an hour, I could probably name 5 more. So
Yeah. Um, they've got some text on the screen that shows their name.
yeah, it's like an ID window kind of thing.
Yeah, it kind of goes by fast, so you sometimes can't read it.
No, you
Or
can't.
I can't.
I can't.
Anyway, so I had to go down to the comments to find out what it actually says.
What does it say? Anything interesting?
Well, just their
I'm gonna
names.
yeah, I'm gonna guess no. Yeah, I'm
The-
not
the-
interested.
It's got their Twitter handles on here.
Okay, that's kind of interesting.
Mino, Ichigo, Unmin, and Ren.
But the problem is, like you said, it doesn't stay on the screen long enough to like for you to write it down or type it out.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I have to pause it. Great. Okay.
Well, it's in the comment section, so.
You mean the about section?
Or, yeah, the about section. The
Yeah, so
description.
yeah, so that's okay, I guess, but like then why does it have to be a Twitter handle?
Well,
You know?
I don't think it is in the video, but I had to go to the Twitter handles for their names.
Oh, okay.
Like, because I don't know didn't know any of their names.
No, I didn't either. So yeah,
Uh,
this is
yeah.
yeah, I don't like this PV. This is so bare bones.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing in that box that is.
It's like lines, right? Just lines, literal
It's
lines.
like a serial number. It's just a number
Yeah.
in random letters, and it says like MSTR001 red, and then lonely crowd.
MSTR, I'm assuming, is for mistress.
Yeah, I don't know why they use that when their Twitter handles are missed.
Consistency.
Sure.
Yeah, not that doesn't exist.
So yeah, I like the blue hair. I like that color of blue.
I like her makeup. It's cool. I don't like the makeup for the black haired girl. She looks like she's
Yeah.
crying and got punched in the eye too.
Yeah, she doesn't look very good.
No, she looks rough. Like I get it. That's the thing, right? It's the yandere look, guys. It's
Both of them
back.
do.
Every rock unit has to do the yandere look. Yeah, I get it. But like the blue girl doesn't look yandere. She looks like an anime character.
She looks like she'd rip your head off, though.
Yeah, she looks badass actually.
Both of the girls with black hair kind of look like crap.
Yeah, they look beat up.
The girl with the blonde hair, and pink highlights is okay.
Yeah, she looks okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Anything
yeah.
else?
Oh yeah, there's neon lights in a circle and they're dancing.
Yeah, who cares?
um,
It sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck. That's probably the coolest part of the PV.
yeah.
And that says a lot.
No.
Or
Yeah.
or it doesn't say a lot. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't say a whole lot. I'd shelf this song and dump shelf. Yeah, I'll dump the PV because come on, you can do something better than that. Even
Apparently they
PassCode,
can't.
even
The-
PassCode did something.
That's the thing. Do you remember this? This is the group that did that PV earlier this year, where they were doing a cooking show, and then they're describing how to like kill your boyfriend and
Oh.
feed the boyfriend like dead bodies or something. Remember that one?
Oh, God,
That's
I
this
forgot
group.
about
That's a cool
Oh.
PV.
that was a hilarious.
How do you
PV.
go from that to this? I don't get that.
We talked about that PV for like 15 minutes because that was just like
It was fun.
weird.
Yeah, it was weird and fun, like and goofy in a charming way. This is
Yeah.
none of that. This is just bare bones and like, hey, this is literally the least you can do for a rock like idol group.
They didn't even have a band in there.
No,
So
the thing is,
yeah.
like none of these groups need a band to perform anyways, because half their music is synthesized.
Yeah. But at least like PassCode has a band in their PVs to
Yeah.
show a little variety.
Yep.
I mean, even PassCode did better with Tonight, and that one's still a one set.
Yep.
It's still dark.
Yeah, I mean that's because they had a vision. This PV has no vision. Hey,
Yeah.
Black Feathers is because that's so edgy. It's so edgy.
So, what's your rating?
Shelf the song, dump the PV. Same as you.
Yep.
All right, that's the Mistress, Lonely Crowd, and that's all the PVs we're going to talk about tonight.
Yay.
So we have the painful task of picking the MVPV for tonight. If you want to rip off the bandage, you can go ahead and do so if you'd like. I actively did not care for anything tonight. I honestly could not give a shit about anything tonight. I have no dog in this race. Whatever you pick, I would go with. But if you feel that strongly about not caring, I will help you pick. But I just do not give a shit.
I would go with either Kikkawa You or Purely Monster.
Um, I would pick Kikkawa You for shallow reasons because I like Kikkawa You as a figure in the industry. Although I don't really enjoy her work because her management has not given her anything interesting to work with. So I blame her management for it. But I like Kikkawa You as a person, I think, maybe. As an idol, yes. Um, yeah. I mean, if you want to give it to Kikkawa You, that's fine. Purely Monster is fine too. That's very not objectionable. So, yeah. What?
I think I liked Kikkawa Yu's song more.
Okay. That's fine.
So I think I'd go with her.
All right. So Kikkawa You and Paipai Dekami's Saiko no Onna is the MVPV of the week. What a week, guys! What a week. Hopefully, we'll have some more interesting stuff for us to talk about next week. But before we get to next week, make sure next week you guys tune in 7 p.m. Saturday night. Twitch.tv/NewsKaidan and YouTube.com/NewsKaidan. Follow Drake on Twitter at Draco60, me at YoshiRect, and New Kaidan at New Kaidan, and our Discord server at discord.me/NSK. And anything else, Draco?
Let's hope the winter season's better than summer's been.
I think usually summer is the weakest for me.
Yeah.
Usually spring and winter and fall is the better seasons. It's weird because you would think summer would like be the best for like hype music, but it's not. It's like the laziest actually. So, all right, let's hope we have a better week next weekend. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.